Hello everyone. Am I audible? Just give me a thumbs up if I'm audible, please. Great. Thank you so much. Hello everyone. Good morning. Let's get started. So, how has the day been so far for all of you? It's amazing for me. Thank you for joining in. I am Sneha Shah, Head Nutritionist and Lifestyle Expert from Team Luke. I also head Rejuvenation and Cleanse program. Before we get started with today's topic on how do you get to know if it's time to detox, I would tell you why this topic has a special interest for me. So ideally, there was a time when few of my clients would reach out to me stating that Sneha, we've made an amazing lifestyle change. We are regular with our food eating habits. We are regular with our sleep patterns, exercise, everything is to the T. But yet there are certain symptoms that doesn't go well with the body. And they don't feel to their extreme, in the sense they don't feel fit, fine and energetic through the day. When such kind of question came to me, I thought what could be the reason for it when things are moving in a perfect manner, when things are going in a perfect way. So after a lot of research and everything, I got to know that body needs to detoxify at regular intervals. And that's what helped me deep dive into this topic. So before we get started, let me ask you all, what does exactly detoxification mean? If you could just put it across in the chat section, according to you all, how would you define detoxification process? Any of you all can define what do you all mean by detoxification? Okay, I get one answer stating getting the toxins out of the body. Yes, partially right. Okay. Is it better now or the screen is still shaking? Okay. Wow, I get many answers. So amazing. So let me define what exactly as per me is detoxification process. Okay, wow, amazing to see such results. Okay, great. So let me tell you all what exactly is detoxification and what I define it as detoxification process. Detoxification is ideally cleansing your blood, which removes or which helps in removing your impurities from the blood through liver, where the exact elimination or the process of toxins takes place. There are other organs as well which help in detoxifying the body, like your kidney, your intestine, your liver is one what I spoke, which is a major source of detoxification process. But at the same time, intestine, kidneys, lymphatic system and your lungs also play a major role in detoxification process. Now, how do you understand what kind of symptoms do you have ideally to see this kind of changes? So ideally, let's see at the symptoms which most of us face throughout wherever we pass a journey with a lot of toxins accumulated in our body. So the first and the foremost important thing which I think most of you all would agree is difficulty in losing or gaining weight. So that's one of the classic examples of it. Other thing is feeling fatigue through the day, having a white or yellowish patch on your tongue, constipation, like frequent constipation, a chronic constipation issue, bloating, effects of the skin like you have acne, pimples or rashes on your skin. That is one of the things. Deranged blood lipid profile. So those kind of things have an immediate effect on the body. Lack of concentration ideally you would see. So those are kind of things which have an impact in the body instantly, wherein we don't realize. We think that we've been eating clean, we've been doing exercises well, we've been regular with our physical activity, I am sleeping well, then what is the basic reason behind it? Sometimes we go into a deep medical history and we try to learn and understand things, but we don't really understand because everything seems to be perfect from our end. So let's deep dive at each of these things and how is it linked that the body could have been accumulated toxins. So first, when I say weight loss is difficult, so what happens in that case is, because there is an accumulation of the toxins in the body, ideally you will see that there is no much clearing of the passage happening, because of which the organs work in a very sluggish manner and they reduce the metabolism, or the metabolism slows down. When this kind of thing happens, it becomes important for the body to detoxify. So anyone who tries to start with its weight loss journey, it is important that you start with a detoxification process to see an amazing result with regards to weight loss. The second classic symptom is fatigue. Now, why do you feel fatigued through the day? That means in your blood circulation there is some amount of toxins present in the body which makes you feel lethargic and tired through the day. When this kind of things happen, we would want to reach out to a specific energy drink or caffeine which will keep us up throughout. If you have any kind of special sugar cravings, which also plays a huge role, because when the toxins are accumulated, you would want to feel better, you would want to feel energetic, and that's when you would reach out to the sugars. The third thing is having a coating on your tongue, yellowish or whitish. Now this clearly indicates that you have a lot of toxin accumulation on your tongue or in your mouth basically, which is giving you a patch or a layer of white or yellowish patch. So why is that happening? Probably there is a lot of accumulation in your body which is exactly located in your mouth, more towards your oral health, because your oral health has not been very clear. Could be due to various reasons like not brushing well or eating late night meals. So what happens in that case, basically the production of the saliva gets affected. When the production of saliva gets affected, you start losing on the digestive enzymes. And because our digestion actually starts from the mouth itself, and whenever this kind of episode happens where you have a coating of it, you are infected in the mouth by any reasons, and if you are not able to digest food well, one of the reasons could be your oral health, because if the digestive enzymes are not produced in the way they need to be, the breakdown of the food doesn't happen. Third thing is chronic constipation. Now, when do you have a chronic constipation? One of the reasons for constipation could be your lack of fiber or your water. If both the things have been going very good enough, and still if you face constipation, it's a clear indication that your colon is having good amount of toxins, and we need to flush out that toxins from the colon. Second thing is bloating. When we say gut issues, we also see a lot of these days people facing issues like bloating. Now what happens in bloating? There is a tightness of the stomach, person feels puffy, he doesn't feel good about the body, there is no lighter feeling at all. When the body goes into a bloating mode, it starts making you feel very heavy in the stomach. You don't feel like eating things, but sometimes you crave for the wrong things as well. That's when it is clearly indicated that your digestive tract is moving really very slow. Now the slow movement happens because of the accumulation of toxins. And when this thing happens, you start feeling discomfort in your stomach. Along with that, also it depends on what kind of food you choose and what kind of things you eat. A diet which is high in refined products, refined sugar, processed foods will always lead to bloating. So we need to take care of all those things. Now with regards to puffy eyes, many of them have these issues. When they wake up, their eyes are generally puffy, and as the day passes through, they feel better with that. But why this puffiness over the eyes or the face basically? So this puffiness of the eyes clearly indicates that there is water retention in the body. Now why does it happen? This is a clear indicator that your kidneys are not flushing out waste enough, and we need to cleanse your kidney along with liver as well to see the impact that it flushes out whatever excess water you have which is not required, and that will help reduce your puffy feeling. Next is the focus which we want to keep on certain kind of things that we do reduces, like lack of concentration, what we say always. Now lack of concentration is generally seen when there is a lot of toxins accumulated which flows through our body and goes to the brain. When this kind of thing happens, generally we start feeling sluggish and lethargic, like how we spoke about the fatigue part of it. So when that happens, you are not able to concentrate because your body wise internally you don't feel so good. Next we come to anxiety, mood swings. Now why do you think there is anxiety? Why do you think there is a mood swing? Ideally, one of the reasons, definitely there are many other reasons for it, but one of the major reason is accumulation of toxins. And when these toxins get accumulated in the body, they start reducing the production of dopamine. When the secretion of dopamine is reduced, there is a high chances that you will see you facing different kind of issues with regards to not just anxiety, but people do go through depression. They have hormonal imbalance, they don't feel good about themselves. So that's when you see a constant mood swings and anxiety happening. Along with that, you see many of them recently, whenever we are stressed out, might be at personal front or at work, a very common symptoms that we have is a headache, immediate trigger to headache. Now why do you think there could be a headache? Ideally the headache happens because the toxins, when they try to leave our body, and whatever is accumulated in an excess amount with what body cannot clear it out easily, they will trigger off your headaches. Whenever there is a trigger of the headache, we immediately try to pop in pills, a painkiller in a common thing. But why can't we really see that there is a kind of toxins accumulation? Why don't we think on it? We want very easy access to those things. So whenever there is a toxin circulating throughout our body, it can hit the headache, it can trigger your headaches basically. Next comes joint pain, body pain. Now why does that happen? Ideally, because of the toxins accumulation in the body, they generally circulate through our blood system or a circulatory system. When they get deposited in the body somewhere or on the joint, we start having body pains on the muscles or on the bones basically. We start facing things like body pain or joint pain basically, which restricts our movement and we don't feel comfortable with that. Another symptom or a classic symptom is bad breath or bad body odor. Now what happens is when there is a lot of toxins in the body, they start working on it, and when this kind of things start working on it, it so happens that the body starts reacting to the sweat basically, or any kind of other surrounding matter with us, or surrounding environmental factors with us, due to which there is a bacterial or a fungal growth, which leads to giving a bad odor either from the mouth or from the body. Along with that, there are many autoimmune conditions that are also linked towards detoxification of the toxins built up in the system. So what happens ideally, if you see, there is a lot of pollution around us. So any chemical, radiation or environmental pollutants, they basically cause a effect on the system by changing its genetics or epigenetic procedure. Now we have in our gut, we have a layer of it, a thin layer which is formed wherein the blood passes from the intestine towards the blood normal circulatory flow. So the membrane that is there, the barrier membrane gets affected in the gut, due to which the blood that is circulating gives a different signal to the brain ideally, and when that signal is being changed, there is an immediate reaction to whatever is being happening in the body, and because of which you immediately see an autoimmune condition, because the trigger point or the gene that has altered altogether is affecting your own body system, and that's when we call it as an autoimmune condition. In various things, we also see deranged blood reports. Now when we say with regards to deranged blood reports, many times if you see, your liver enzymes must be on the higher side, or your inflammation markers in the body are on the higher side. Why does that happen? Like we spoke, there is body pain, there is lethargic, there is tiredness. Somewhere down the line, your gut is also got affected because of it. And due to this, we see there is an accumulation of toxins happening. So when you see a deranged liver profile, you will see that the liver enzymes have gone up or down. Either they are on the higher side, which clearly indicates that we would want to cleanse off the liver. So ideally, if you see the entire process of what we do, our body is made into a way, or the organs are being functioned in a way wherein we can detoxify. But our body has to everyday fight against the bacterial infection, the environmental pollutions, which cause hazardous effect onto our body. And that's the reason our body cannot cleanse itself very easily or nicely. So it becomes utmost important that at our regular intervals, we clean our body and we try to work and understand what our body needs. Give some time, spend some time with yourself and understand what have you done throughout the day. How is your body reacting? Is there any kind of sign or signals that your body is giving? Try correlating it with different kind of whatever symptoms you feel you've seen in your body. And that's when you decide that you really need the detoxification process to go on. Now, it is important to detoxify at regular intervals. There are certain things which we can always look forward to that will help in detoxification process. Now, how does that happen? So ensure that you're adding good amount of cruciferous vegetable in your daily routine, which acts as a liver detoxifier. You can have a glass full of coriander seed water, which works as a kidney cleanser. Be regular with your exercises, because through the sweat we are trying to eliminate any kind of circulating toxins in the body through that sweat. With regards to your colon, ensure you're taking a diet rich in fiber that helps to form a bulk and cleanse off the colon. Increase your water intake if the water intake is on the lower side. Also including certain amount of pranayam or the breathing exercise into your routine helps to detoxify your lungs as well. So there are so many ways to do it. One of my favorite way is to do intermittent fasting. I love doing it because I am allowing my body to take care of itself for that fasting period wherein we are not eating anything. So the body can process the things very easily. It can help each organ to clear off so that the metabolism rises and you try to work out in an amazing way. You increase your metabolism in those cases because the function of the organs happen to their fullest. And that's how it becomes easy for you also to lose weight. So this is how the entire process of the body works, and it's very important for all of us to do detoxification at a regular periods or intervals. So here I finish this session. I open this now for any question and answers that you want from my end. So please feel free to post across questions. Okay, I have a question coming in. I always have a headache while doing a detox. Like I said, you will always have a headache because body tries to leave off toxins. It tries to eliminate out toxins, and whenever you lose toxins from your body, the first and the most classic symptom is to get a headache. Ideally, if there is a lot of headache, you can try taking a date or anything which is rich in carbohydrates to make you feel little better. There is a question, can someone with gut issues and gastric can do intermittent fasting? So it depends on what kind of gut issues you have. Intermittent fasting helps to certain of them, but if your acid production is way too high or the digestion has gone completely for a toss, then I wouldn't recommend intermittent fasting at the first go. We need to first ensure that the gut is improving slightly and then gradually move towards the intermittent fasting. So there is someone who is asking, ma'am, what may be the routine to be followed? So a routine to be followed specifically depends on what kind is your lifestyle, what kind is your work schedule, how are your stress levels. There is no one defined thing which everyone needs to follow, but definitely ensure that you're eating a balanced meal. Reduce if the intake of your carbs rich food, processed food, refined sugar is on the higher side. Ensure your bowel movements are very regular. Sleeping is happening on time. Any simple concoction for detoxification? So a coriander seed water works fantastic with a pinch of turmeric into it, along with a teaspoon of olive oil, which will take care of your not just kidney cleansing but also your liver cleansing. So someone has asked, any specific foods to detox? There are many foods to detox, cruciferous being at the top, which I like the most. But there are other certain foods like barley water also helps in kidney cleansing. Fibrous rich foods or isabgol works fantastic as a colon cleanser. There is a question, how often should one detoxify? So there is not a specific period line to how often should one detoxify, but definitely once in 15 days is important. It also depends on what kind of lifestyle do you have, how often do you socialize, how often do you eat outside, also plays a huge role. So there is a question where someone says, can we have a glass of vegetable juice on empty stomach as a part of detox? Yes, you can definitely have a glass of vegetable juice with the fiber to detoxify your system. There is a question who says that, can we have watermelon juice during intermittent fasting? While you're doing an intermittent fasting, it's important that you don't have any kind of concoction, juices or any foods. Just plain water is something which I would strongly recommend, because otherwise whatever you eat or drink has to get breakdown in the system and your digestive tract needs to work for that reason. So it's better we only stick to plain water. So there is a person who is asking how to flush out toxins from colon. I have constipation issue. So you first need to understand the root cause for constipation. Is it because your diet is lacking in fiber? Is it the water intake is not happening as well? Or by any chance have you been neglecting the call when you nature's call when you get it because you're stuck into some work? If all those parameters are taken care of, if all those are on track, you can try doing a triphala mixture wherein you can take a teaspoon of triphala, half a teaspoon of honey and a teaspoon of A2 ghee, mix it and have it at bedtime with a glass or two of hot water to clear your stomach next day morning. So someone has asked me, what's your name? My name is Sneha Shah. So there is this one interesting question. Is frequent sneezing and running nose a symptom of toxin accumulation? Yes, it is one of the symptom of toxin accumulation, because of which your body is trying to remove out in some or the other way. So you definitely need to detoxify for sure. Okay, so I end my session over here. Hope it has been fruitful, and a quick recap of what we did. Detoxification is a process wherein we are clearing our system, especially all the organs and our blood, from any kind of toxins that get accumulated in our body due to environmental pollution, chemical, food that we eat, bacterial, anything basically. And there were certain symptoms that we spoke about, like losing weight, the difficulty in losing weight, puffiness around eyes, headaches, bloating, chronic constipation, deranged blood reports, and lack of concentration, mood swings, etc. Thank you everyone.